Hello, everyone. Heidi Chesla here. I am filling in for JJ. We're in JJ's Mastermind Networking today. We are going to cover just some basic networking, some open forum, welcome, and I'm glad to have you guys here. Raul, here we are. Would you mind introducing yourself to the group and just let us know who you are, if you're affiliated with any real estate group, where you are in the country, and anything you think we should know about you.
Okay, my name is Raul Glendo, and I'm in San Angelo, Texas, and I was having problems with my audio and everything, so that was why I couldn't get on a while ago. I could
We're
hear
so
y'all,
glad
but I
you're here.
couldn't do anything. And anyway, to make a long story short, I started with the Fortune Builders, and of course, I met JJ over there in San Diego, in Vegas, and so forth, and started connecting. And I did a few flips, and then I started going back to my business. Now I want to get back where I'm comfortable and start doing that again. And basically, I've done 4 homes, and I stopped for about 3 or 4 years, and now I'm ready to maybe start working on them again.
Aiden, 30 seconds. Where do you live in the country and what education group are you with? Just leave it at that. Where are you at?
Yeah, I'm in Colorado for school and football right now, but Fort Collins, Colorado, Northern. But I'm from Seattle, Washington. That's what I call home. I'm with Sub Two, JJ's group, obviously, and Avishkar's capital raising group.
Ricardo, 30 seconds, brother.
I live in Oklahoma City. I'm a sub two student and I'm part of Avengers and I guess AJ's group as well.
And your first and last name?
Ricardo Guerrero.
And he's a monster in the gym, Aiden. He really is. Evan, 30 seconds, brother.
Evan Zelkovich. I'm in just outside of Dallas, Texas, and I am actually focusing on funding real estate and business development.
Okay, you might want to talk to some folks like Ricardo Guerrero is actually putting development together. So, Ricardo, you think it might be beneficial for you to reach out to Evan?
Yeah, we have some development projects going on. A lot of my friends do big developments as well. So
Yeah, he's actually killing it, Evan. You do want to talk to this young man.
Let's see. I saw Kimberly come on earlier. Kimberly, do you mind hopping on and giving us 30 seconds?
Happy Saturday. I'm Kimberly Hoyt. I'm in Grand Junction, Colorado, and I am focusing on capital raising and learning about funds.
Mark Chang. I'm here in Southern California, specifically San Diego. I focus in on credit and pre-foreclosures. It seems to align usually when I deal with clients who go into foreclosure, credit, and where they're going to go afterwards is an issue. So I like to have a conversation with them early in their foreclosure process. That way, the foreclosure or the bankruptcies sometimes, if they choose that route, don't end up on their profile and hinder their next chapters. So personal credit and funding. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for being here. So you guys, I'm going to quick run over to, and it'll give me practice. Thank you guys again. But I'm going to just, in case you're not registered for JJ's group, I'm going to hop on over and I'm just going to reiterate a couple of the tips that he likes to give about Facebook. All right. If you're not registered for his networking group, here we are. Here it is. You can hop on here. And then I think on my screen, when I come back, it's right here. Anyway, when I come back, you'll be able to just scan the barcode, the QR code there, and you can kind of hop into his group, register for his group if you're not registered. You can hop on here. You can see his upcoming speakers. You can look at his YouTube channel. He has interviewed some of the greatest. So here are some of the highlights, like Bill Allen, that was one of the best ones. Love Frances, love her. You guys probably know a lot of these people from oh, Justin, look at you. You're on the call, you're right there. So if you guys want to check out his page, register for the group, check out the YouTube channel. It's pretty awesome. And then I just wanted to reiterate a couple of the tips that he had been showing us on Facebook about posting. So you can see me here. I had a really big smile on that one, it looks like. So what he was telling us about just becoming more visible on Facebook. This is one of the things that he helped me with a lot, because honestly, before this, I really didn't use Facebook very much. And one of the things that will help you become more visible is to engage with posts. And there are some very specific ways about engaging with a post. And I'm just going to use this one and do just put a little comment here so that you can see how it would be done. And please feel free to hop over to his networking group and find this post and make a comment too. That would be pretty awesome to see all of you guys here making a comment. But basically, you go down to the comment section, and the first thing that he really reinforces with us is just not to, if you're going to engage with a post here, Jay, look at Jay's. You can like it, but we really don't like to use just the like button because it doesn't give anyone any visibility. So the best thing to do is sort of pick one of these emotions or whatever we call them. You're going to interact with it. So I usually say love, or sometimes I'm laughing because people post really funny things. And then you're going to comment. You could comment and say, hey, cool. Then you're going to go under it and you can I put a love button because I love it. And then, so the first thing you're going to do is engage with it. And then if you look right next to it, you can see the comment button. So you click on that and this will come up. So you can do, hey, cool. You could just say something, normal and just hit this button to put it on the page. But some really good things that you can do to actually engage a little bit more is that you can ask a question. So you can say, is this going on now? Something like that. And then when the person sees it, they may or may not answer you back, right? Because you want to engage with them as much as possible. Or maybe ask them a specific question about what's going to be the topic, or what kind of person can newbies come, any sort of question. All right. So that'll make people more likely to get back in touch with you. And then if you want to get a lot better at it, then you can come back in here. And what I like to do is sometimes when you hit comments, the person that posted it, their name will come back. Their name will pop up automatically. It hasn't for me here. So if you just use like the @ symbol, the ampersand, right, you guys? You can put @ and then a bunch of people will come up. You can write the person's name and that person will come up. So you can say, this is called tagging. So you're tagging JJ in this. So now you're saying, JJ, how do I register? All right. So last week, I was running late. So JJ says that, tagging someone, it's going to tag them. It'll notify them that you made a comment on their post. Okay. So they'll know for sure that you commented on their post, and they're much more likely to respond to you when you've called them out here by tagging. So sometimes I leave the person's first name up. Like if it's something really cool that I would really like my colleagues to know about that may not know JJ, sometimes I just leave the last name up, because then when other people see it, they might be like, oh, who's this JJ guy? I got to go check out his channel, or his post. So I like to leave the last name sometimes. But if you're just someone who you know each other pretty casually, sometimes then we'll just take out the last name and say, JJ, how do I invite someone? Okay, so now you've called him out. He's going to see it, and then he's going to see that you've asked a question. All right, so those are a few ways. And then a really great way also to increase your visibility and especially his visibility, because if I'm trying to help him get seen and I'm trying to take people that I know that are going to benefit from the interview that he's doing or whatever he's teaching, um, I want them to see it too. So I want the post to become more visible. And this is the case for yourself too. If you want to also make your post more visible, you're going to do similar things. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to choose a GIF down here. So if you can see, you could use a sticker, an emoji, or insert a photo, but the GIFs are really, you can see Jay's underneath. CJ Mora, he put the guy doing the floss dance, and David Randolph. They have I love using the gifts too, because it's a really cool way of engaging and sometimes a funny way of letting people know you saw their post and you love it and you relate to it. So I'm going to hit the GIF button. I forgot about her. Talk about going way back, right? You see where there's the search button there? You can say, you can write in there a topic and it'll, like, I'll put, since I wrote a question about inviting someone, I'll just put invite and see what comes up. So, oh, good, SpongeBob. So you see how you have all these choices here of things to, GIFs to put up? I like this one. Come on down. Let's put that there, right? So now you have a GIF. And I hit the post button. It's taking a minute, but now you can see my post here. So I've tagged JJ. So if any of my friends that have seen this want to engage with him, they can see his information there. And then I've asked him a question so he can respond to me. And I've put a GIF image there just to draw attention to my post a little bit more.
My name is Sunny Sukumar. I'm in Long Beach, California, and I am practicing hosting skills. Like Heidi's doing an amazing job. I've got a high bar to reach and look up to for next week, when I will be here with January Batten interviewing her next week. As for me, I am a notes investor in Southern California, but also across the country. And I'm happy to help anyone who's looking for income or wants to learn that game, as I'm on the learning path myself.
I am a little envious of your radio voice.
Thank you so much.
It's so awesome for hosting. So. All right, let's see. I'm trying to think. I was off in the beginning a little bit when I had JJ in my ear. Jeremiah, were you able to hop on for 30 seconds and introduce yourself? I'm so sorry if you did.
No, I didn't get a chance to hop on. I apologize. I'm multitasking today as a father, trying to get a ceiling fan up. But my name is Jeremiah Reel. I'm in South Carolina, and I am currently doing private money lending. I'm newer to real estate investing. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. And you're working just in that market, or are you kind of working in multitude of markets?
Just South Carolina right now.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. It's nice to meet you. I don't think we've met before.
Yeah, nice to meet you as well.
Same. All right. Is there anybody that I missed? I don't think so.
Me, Heidi.
Oh, I missed you, the David Randolph. How could that happen?
Well, we used to meet. Hi, my name's David Randolph. I rehab about 5 to 10 houses a year. One of my claims to fame is that all my renovated houses have sold in 7 days or less, at list price or higher, for 14 years. So they're drop dead gorgeous, but I've got this unfair advantage. I'm making $50,000 to $150,000 profit on $250,000 houses. That's what's cool. And I do that by buying them as what's called a short sale. Okay, so a short sale is my method of buying, not on the MLS, not with a real estate agent, but I work with a homeowner. And just like our sub-2 people in here, creative finance people in here, you're talking to the homeowner and you want to take over their loan. Well, you don't want to do that if they owe too much, right? So for me, this little niche for 15 years is short sales. I've been so blessed in real estate to have over $3.5 million in cash in my IRAs. So I'm a hard money lender, but my heart is to help new people, new rehabbers. So I give you the money to buy your house, fix it, the points on the loan, and the money for the monthly interest payments. You pay it all back when you sell the house. Then about 4 years ago, people that know me said, you got to start teaching others how to do short sales. So now I got students across in 10 different states. And right now, JJ is going to have me come in and speak on short sales and do a whole presentation and teach everybody, about short sales sometime. I don't know what month it's going to be. But for all the sub-2 people, all the PACE people on here, I want you to reach out to me because there's a unique thing that I help all of PACE's people with that reach out to me. And that is when you're doing a negotiation with a homeowner, right? And you're kind of discussing, the terms and even trying to convince them, to do it. But this foreclosure date comes up. Well, everybody loses if the bank takes the house back. So what I do for a lot of PACE's people is I have developed ways to stop a foreclosure just like that. So if you come across a foreclosure, you're doing a sub-2 deal, but there's a foreclosure date and it's FHA loan, I can stop that 4 days before the foreclosure date. If it's a Fannie Mae loan, okay, if that's a Fannie Mae foreclosure, I can stop that 2 days before. And if it's a VA loan, there's a VA foreclosure, 1 day, I can literally stop that foreclosure the day before. So please reach out to me, because everyone loses if that house goes to foreclosure. So if you're doing any creative finance on here, I want to help you and show you how to stop that foreclosure date so you can kind of get back to, maybe you're not going to do a short sale, okay, but you can't do anything if the bank takes it. So I wanted to share that with the group, today and make that my give to the group on here. So just I'll throw you can see my phone number in there, 636-685-2990, or my website is thedavidrandolph.com. And you can click a button to get my phone number there. But yeah, thanks, Heidi. I really love this group and being able to, share and give stuff to people.
For sure. Thank you, David. That is one thing about JJ's networking group that's really, networking is so super valuable. I am, someone that came on to real estate, new to the game. I met JJ and, his group. And the cool thing about it is that we are a group of people that are from beginners to like really experienced veterans here. And we all sort of become friends. And I've already, met people here that have given me really sound advice that I've done business with. And it's just so incredibly cool to see that happen and the way that JJ facilitates it. So if you're new to the group, keep coming to the group because I can tell you from my personal perspective that it's an incredible place to be. The things that you learn here and the relationships that you make are invaluable for sure. And the funny thing is, even if you feel like you're new and maybe you don't have a lot to contribute, you will be surprised at what happens when you start to meet people and how you can kind of connect people together that maybe aren't doing the same thing that you're doing. But if you listen and you meet new people, sometimes, I've been able to just remember and say, hey, have you met so-and-so? And they end up being able to help each other out. So.
Well, I just had a very quick question. So this whole tagging is new to me. So I see, like, for example, a few folks in their name, they put at and their name. Is that your Facebook? What is that? Is that
it might be their Instagram.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
Yeah, so when you go over to Instagram, if someone it's called their handle, right? You guys that are there, if I say it wrong, let me know. Oh my gosh, I see Megan. She's like, you got it right. Thank you, Megan.
Good. Okay.
But it's their handle on Instagram. So whenever you go to search someone on Instagram, you put that @ sign and then whatever their handle is, and then it'll take you straight to them. But Darlene, before you hop off, I don't think we heard from you.
Yes, well, I'm actually retired and I live in Mexico, but that beach behind me is actually the beach I walk on. I have to show it off because it's so beautiful. However, I joined Gator in February, and this is Pace Mortgage Group for those who don't know, and it's the lending group. And so I'm focusing on EMD and double closings.
Okay.
And because I have been traveling, it's been hard to kind of get my business off the ground. However, I met JJ at his networking event in June. I think it was June, and joined this group, and it's just fabulous. So my hope is to I'm outreaching to wholesalers, obviously, to see if they need EMD or double closing money. But the other thing I want to do is create value, because I think there's a lot of new wholesalers that need help. And so I'm kind of a connector at heart, I think. And so I'm always thinking of how I can connect people, and not necessarily in a way that I make any money. It's more trying to find people that could help each other. And so anyway, that's
Absolutely.
And Justin, I am going to reach out to you because I did find some info I think would be helpful for you.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
That sounds great.
And one other thing I just want to add is, for newer folks, if you're like me and you are on a budget, I'd like to share the Prexy subscription. If anyone's interested, just reach out to me, because there are some really good there's some really good information we can get from that helps in other areas. So just let me know. And it's just great to be here.
Thanks, Darlene. That was really generous of you. Justin, did you introduce yourself while I was talking with JJ?
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to bring up that you know, I was in I've been in sub 2 for a couple of years, and while I have met a lot of people in sub 2, I've met far more people here, and I've met far more advanced, far more leaders here than in sub 2. Sub 2 has just gotten, it's so full of people, and there's so much going on. It's really hard. Like, as you can imagine, a lot of these leaders, a lot of these people, they're getting hit up every day. They're getting messaged every day. They're getting, DM'd every single day. So this forum here, when they come in to speak, for example, and you make it a point to come on the call, you are now being put into a situation where you have direct access to that person that you would not have otherwise had access to, other than maybe getting lucky in sub 2 if you're in that mentorship, or really in any of the mentorships that the JJ's interviewing folks from. So it's really, and besides just leaders, I've met some amazing people that are just as experienced, just as advanced as some of the leaders in these mentorships. And I met my business partner Mark. He's in here right now. Here, right? And the fact that JJ is doing this stuff for free is, it's just take advantage of it. If you're not taking advantage of it, you're doing yourself and your business a disservice. I know JJ likes to say your network is your net worth, right? And that's definitely true. So, and just make it a point to be genuine and kind of understand what your strengths are, what you're good at. A lot of people say this to the point where I'm saying it. It's like, if you reach out to people and you're like, hey, how can I bring you value? That's like the worst question you can ask someone, because, and I know you've probably all heard this before, but it's like, I don't know. What are you good at? Right? Mm-hmm. So instead of saying, how can I bring you value? Say like, hey, look, this is what I'm really good at. This is what we're doing, or what I'm doing and what I'm learning. Let's collaborate. How can we collab? What does that look like? Right? That's a way better question to ask than how can I bring you value? So yeah, I think the group, there's a lot of dedicated people that show up here all the time, and are here to help. And this world of real estate is really, you can go down a million. The problem with real estate is that there's a million different ways to make money in real estate. That's the problem with it.
It's a good problem to have.
I don't know if everybody's like me, but I think everybody who starts in real estate or real estate investing gets shiny object syndrome. I think if you haven't gotten shiny object syndrome, then more power to you. But I think most of the people, just about everybody I've talked to, when they started, had that problem. And it's only when you really start to focus and really hone in and focus on something that then start mastering it that you start seeing progress. Because when you're going all over the place, you're going an inch deep and an inch wide, as opposed to like, you know, a mile wide and a mile high, right? It's you're only getting partway good at a bunch of different things, and you never really see any momentum. So, once what's crazy is once you focus on something and you start getting better and better and better at it, all the other things that you wanted to learn, you're going to start to learn those things anyways, right? As you move along, right? So anyway, my point is take advantage of this group, reach out. The hardest part for me with networking is you meet hundreds of people. How do you stay in contact with all those people? How do you remember to, reach out? That's what JJ's, he's built a whole system around it. So if you want to, the right person to ask about, like I had to ask you, like, what are you doing to, it's one thing to meet someone and, have a few conversations, put their contact in your phone, friend them on Facebook, but it's another thing to build a relationship with that person and stay in touch with that person, right? And again, when you're building your network of hundreds of people or more, it's like, how do you stay in touch with all those people? And there are a lot of ways to do that. For me, I just have reminders set in my CRM, quite honestly. I've got a CRM and I have reminders and automations built out to hit up people every so often, right? And see how they're doing and see if we can reconnect. But not everybody has that, right? Especially when you're starting. So just make it a point, it doesn't even have to be that complicated. You put all the contacts in your phone, you can go and organize them. If you've got an iPhone, especially, you can go organize them in iCloud, and you can literally just go through every so often, every 30 days maybe, and just send a text out to some people, right? Just reach back out to people and see how they're doing. It goes a long way. When I get a text message from someone I haven't talked to in a while, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember talking to you. How are you doing? Right? And it goes a long way, right? Because people don't do that, right? But most of the time you meet someone and you talk to them one time, and that's the last time you're going to talk to them. And you don't want it to become that, because otherwise it's in the same vein of just blindly accepting Facebook friend requests. If you're doing that, it's a waste of your time, because you're not really building any relationship with those people. So anyway, that's my advice.
That was well said. And I think that's a great way to end our call. The Justin Kremer with the best advice ever. All right,
I don't know about all that, but I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
No, it
Hey, it even rhymes.
really is good advice, because that is the hardest thing is to all of a sudden be in this world where you need to connect with other people to grow. But maybe you just come from another career and you don't know how to start. Or maybe you're a little bit tech challenged and you're not exactly sure how to keep them all in one place and reconnect when it's time. Or maybe you're not sure, just that one thing you said about the Facebook friending is something that helped me tremendously. Like people reach out and ask you to be friends that you don't even know who they are. So one thing that you mentioned that also JJ always says is reach out, have a conversation with that person. If they're not willing to hop on a call with you, they're not willing to take the time to see what the relationship might mean to the both of you, then you may not want to be friends on Facebook. And when you get to the point like where JJ is, that he has, however, 4,992 friends, he needs to be selective about who he chooses to put into his network. So that has been a tip that has helped me tremendously, because it just made me selective about who I bring into my friend group, and then also just makes it a little bit more personal, because I have had some sort of interaction with that person. person, and I know they're just not, some crazy person off the street, or or whatever. So that was wonderful advice. And if you continue to keep coming back, JJ has a lot of tips, not just Facebook 101. He'll do things like show you, Justin had said a lot about how to manage the contacts in your phone, how to put them in groups, how to do things like remember then when you're at a networking event, how to, maybe take a snapshot of them or the two of you together and keep them. So please continue coming back to network and to just learn some of those tips, because I do think he is a brilliant person at networking. And it's not my opinion. It is the truth.